Hey friends, I've been thinking we all have our strengths, right? There are things I'm great at and things I'm definitely not great at. I can talk to anyone, anywhere, but ask me to add something to a website or an app. Yeah, that's where things get a little messy. Oops, I love speaking, I love sharing stories. But social media, all those hashtags, algorithms, trends, that's a jungle I still haven't mapped out. Now, coming up with ideas that bring people together, that's my sweet spot. But bookkeeping, let's just say numbers, and I have agreed to stay in separate corners. And you know what? That's okay, because someone out there is good at those things. And when we work together, that's when the magic happens. Community Pay It Forward has never been about one person. It's a program built by many to support even more. Every single one of us brings something special to the table. We all have talents that make us strong on our own. But imagine how powerful we become when we combine them. That's the heart of Community Pay It Forward. Your skills, my skills, our hearts, working side by side to make a real difference. So tell me, what are you good at? Let's discover it together. Visit communitypayitforward.us and join the movement.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, most likely good afternoon to most of everybody in the United States. But wherever you are joining us, thank you for being here for this very special event. And just to give you guys a little bit of context on this, this is something that is very important to me. This is something that in the biker world, this became very, very important to all of us. The group that I rode with, especially, it was a day that we all enjoyed showing our support. We felt it to be vital to show our support to people. Not to mention that it's definitely a hell of a lot easier to see us when we're out on the road wearing this color. So, but my name is Zach Clayton, and today we're going to talk about something that should matter to every single one of us. Something that rises above politics, something that rises above opinions, something that rises above the noise that divides us. Today we're talking about Red Friday, the RED Friday. Remember everyone deployed. Look, this isn't a slogan. This is not a trend. This is not a fashion choice. This is a promise that we will not forget the women and men who wake up every single day with a distance between themselves and the people they love, a distance between themselves and the only lives they've ever known, a distance they chose to accept so that the rest of us could live our lives in peace, in comfort, and in freedom. And here's the truth. You don't have to support the war if there is a war. It just depends on the moment and who you're talking to, if we're in war or not. You don't have to support the war. You don't like it? There's plenty of people who are with you there. Now, quite frankly, I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm okay with this person not being in charge anymore, but I don't know if it was our place to be there. But that doesn't matter because I still support the women and men who are over there right now. You don't have to agree with the politics. You don't have to, but you do have to appreciate the people. Regardless, approve or disapprove, agree or disagree. Folks, we've already lost men and women. There's been over 150 people injured. Look, you don't have to like the decisions made in Washington. I Surely do not. But we need to honor the sacrifices made by those that wear a uniform. Red Friday is not about the war. It's about the people. It's about the families. It's about the sacrifice. And it's about remember everyone deployed. Today, we're going to talk about what Red Friday really means. We're going to talk about the history, and we're going to talk about the facts. We're also going to talk about the numbers. We're going to talk about the young people who raise their right hand and take an oath that less than 1% of Americans will ever take. You heard that number right. Less than 1% of Americans are volunteering to serve this country right now. And we're going to talk about why this matters, why it should matter to you, why it should matter to your family, and why it should matter to your community, and why it will always matter to us at Community Pay It Forward. So do me a favor, settle in, open your heart, and let's begin. Let's talk about what RED, Red Friday, really means. Look, it stands for Remember Everyone Deployed. It began as a simple idea, a simple gesture, a simple way to show support for people who serve far from home. It started with families. It started with the spouses. It started with the parents who were desperate to find a way to remind their loved ones overseas that they were not forgotten. It spread through email chains. It spread through communities. It spread through military bases. It spread through Canada and then back into the United States. And before long, it became a movement. A movement built on one message. And it's a movement that we try to spread every day at Community Pay It Forward. That message is you're not alone. Every Friday, people will wear red. Not because they support the war, not because they support conflict, not because they support every decision made by the leaders. They wear red because they support the people who serve our country. They wrote that blank check. And if us wearing a color one day a week to remind them that we appreciate them, is that too much to ask? We wear red because we understand that deployment is not a political act. It's a human experience. Sorry. It's a sacrifice. It's a separation, or it's not a separation. It's a burden carried by the few so many can live freely. They wake up every day again away from everything they've ever known. Some of these individuals are so young. God, they're not allowed to legally drink or smoke in the United States. Yet we're shoving guns into their hands and telling them to go out and die for our country. When you join us and wear red on Fridays, you are saying something powerful. You are saying that you see them. You're saying that you appreciate them. And most important, you're saying that you remember and honor them. And sometimes that's all a deployed service member needs to hear to continue to do what they do. Look, let's talk about the reality of deployment. What does it mean to be deployed? Deployment means missing birthdays, missing holidays, missing first steps of children. Means missing the last moments of loved ones' lives. Deployment means waking up every day in a place that's not home. Deployment means carrying the weight of responsibility that most people will never understand. Deployment means living with uncertainty. Deployment means living with danger. Deployment means living with the knowledge that you might not come home. Deployment means your life is actively changing right now. And yet they go. They go because they made a promise. They go because they took an oath. They go because they believe in service. They go because they believe in something bigger than themselves. And here's the part that should stop every one of us in our tracks. Most of the people who are deployed are barely out of high school. The majority of active duty enlisted service members are between 18 and 24 years old. God, that's just scary to me. I am more than double that age. They're kids. They're kids who step into boots. And these boots that can carry, they're boots that can carry the weight of a nation. They leave behind the only lives they have ever known. They leave behind their friends. They leave behind their families. They leave behind their comfort. They leave behind their safety. And they do it willingly. Not because they want war, not because they want conflict, but because they want to serve. They want to serve. Now, look, let's talk about the numbers because the numbers here tell a story, all right? The United States has a population of more than 330 million people. Out of that number, about 1% serve in the military. That means 99% of Americans will never take that oath. 99% will never deploy. 99% will never know what it feels like to leave everything behind in service to their country. I'm not trying to shame that 99%. I have no right to shame that 99%. I am that 99%. I did not want to cut my hair and I didn't want to get yelled at, so I got married instead. That was 2 wives ago. I've been yelled at plenty since then. And the cut the hair part, well, age is doing quite a number on that as well. As most of the recent Department of Defense data, there are just over 2 million total service members, including active duty and reserves. Out of those, more than 170,000 are stationed overseas at any given time. Some are in peaceful areas, some are in dangerous areas. Some are in places most Americans couldn't find on a map. And here's the part that hits hardest. Whether we're in a declared war or not, again, watch an interview. You try to figure it out. Are we in war? 1 second we are, 1 second we're not. Who knows? Whether we're in a declared war or not, our heroes still die in service. Training accidents, aircraft crashes, vehicle rollovers, medical emergencies, acts of violence, acts of terrorism. The uniform does not guarantee safety. The uniform guarantees sacrifice. If anything, the uniform attracts non-civility. Many situations, people see that uniform as a conflict. Many people see that uniform as something that they do not like and they cannot stand. Those are the people we wear red. Those are people we remember on Red Friday. That is the reason why we support Red Friday, and we hope that you join us in supporting Red Friday. Why should this matter to you? Why should this matter to any of your family? Why should this matter to your community? You've heard the quote before, and I'm going to say it again because it's a very important quote. Because freedom is not free. Because comfort is not free. Because safety is not free. Because the ability to wake up in your own bed, in your own home, with your own family, it's not free. Someone pays for that. Someone stands on guard for that. Someone leaves home for that. Someone sacrifices for that. I know there's people who think, well, who would bug us? We've got the best military in the world. For the best country in the world. A country that's always been great. And it is because these women and men sacrifice of themselves. People don't pick on the big bad United States. Remember that. Look, I'm sorry, but the little guys, they get squashed, and there's a reason for that. And that someone is often a young man or woman who has barely begun their own life, that's something that really should make a difference to you. You don't have to support the war. Again, you don't have to support, but you do have to support the warrior. You don't have to agree with the mission to appreciate, you don't have to agree with the mission, but we ask that you appreciate the people who carry it out. You don't have to like the politics to honor the sacrifice. If you don't do what your boss asks you to do, you have the potential to get fired. Are you aware of the sacrifices that are made if a service person does not do what they're told to do? Have you ever looked into the punishment for a dishonorable discharge? And these kids sign up on their own to do this. They make this sacrifice, and we need to support them. Red Friday is not about choosing sides. It's not about choosing anything. It's about showing gratitude. It's about showing respect. It's about showing love. And it's about saying thank you. Let's talk about the human side, the side that we do not see on the news, the side that we do not hear about in political debates, the side that gets lost in noise. And there's a lot of freaking noise. The human side is the mother who sleeps with her phone on her chest, waiting for a call or waiting for a call from her deployed child. The human side is the spouse who holds their family together while their partner is thousands of miles away in different countries, in different parts of the world. The human side is the child who counts the days until mom or dad comes home. The human side is the friend who sits with an empty bar stool on Friday night, wishing their buddy was home. The human side is the service member who opens a care package and feels, just for a moment, like they're not forgotten. The human side is the soldier who sees someone wearing red on a Friday and feels that spark of hope and feels that spark of appreciation. The human side is the Marine who reads a letter from a stranger and realizes that someone out there cares. The human side is what RED Friday is all about. Remember, everyone deployed. At Community Pay It Forward, we believe in service. We believe in the community and we believe in gratitude. But we understand for that community, for that gratitude, there must be action. So we're calling on you to provide action. Support Red Friday. And that's why we're proud to support Red Friday. And that's why we are proud to honor our deployed service members. And that's why we're proud to stand with the families who sacrifice alongside them. Look, starting next week, we will be releasing new Red Friday merchandise. Not because it's a product, not because it's going to bring in a ton of money, because it's really not going to bring in a ton of money. But we want to make sure that you have something that you can go out and you can get with the true feeling of giving, the true feeling of support. I've got the design in mind. Yes, it's going to have the Community Pay It Forward logo on it, but you know what? I'm sorry. It's we love what we do to support. This is one of our old shirts, and it just, we always love to support our heroes. So by next week, we will have some merchandise on the website. It's a symbol of unity and a symbol of gratitude, a symbol of remembrance and a symbol of support. You can keep an eye on our Mall-in-One at communitypayitforward.us. When you wear red, you're not just wearing a color, you're wearing a promise. Just keep that in mind and everything will be much better. So here's my challenge to you, my invitation, my request to you. Every Friday, wear red, wear it proudly, wear it loudly, wear it intentionally. Wear it for the people who cannot be home. Wear it for the people who stand watch. Wear it for the people who serve. Wear it for the people who sacrifice. Wear it for the people who will never come home. Remember, everyone deployed. Let this be the week that you start today, right now. Let this be the moment that you decide that gratitude matters. Let this be the moment you choose unity over division. Let this be the moment you choose people over politics. Rock the red every Friday, every week, every year, until everyone who's deployed returns. Because they deserve it, because they earned it, because they need to know that we remember them. It's simple. Look, I want to thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for opening your heart. Thank you for choosing to care. And thank you for choosing to remember. Again, my name is Zach Clayton, and this is the Community Pay It Forward program. And this is a reminder that gratitude is not passive. Gratitude is action. Thank you is not enough. It has to be followed by something. Remember, everyone deployed. Rock the red every Friday. And never shut up, folks, because silence helps no one. I again want to thank you so very much for joining us today and joining us every week, as this show will be played on Thursday nights. So when you're getting ready on Thursday night for the next day, you will have a reminder to, when you put out those clothes, put out a red shirt. I understand that some schools, thanks to activity, are not allowed to wear red on school grounds. I wish there was a way that we could do something about this. But I also know there's a lot of professional sports teams that want to take and they want to highlight their colors on these days. I beg these sports teams, I beg these other organizations, use Saturdays. You know, down in Denver, we have a professional football teams that like to have people wear that ugly color that they are every Friday. I'm just going to ask you, hey, Broncos, Saturday, Orange Saturday sounds great. People are off, people are at leisure. Sounds powerful to me. Leave Fridays to remembering everyone deployed. Folks, I want to thank you so very much for being here with me every week on Thursday when this is going to show. Please get a hold of me at communitypayitforward.us. Email me at zach@communitypayitforward.us, or go to formycard.net, Zach Clayton. And remember, rock the red. Remember everyone deployed every Friday. Mix it in to your clothing. Wear a red tie. Wear red. Show support. Because that less than 1% who gave up their freedom to serve you deserves to be shown that we support them. Thank you so very much for joining me today and every Thursday, as this is going to replay every Thursday from for a little while. My name is Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, Community, the Come Together Compass, and the Pact Podcasting Networks. Please reach out to me anytime with any reason and come and talk to us. Let your story be told, because silence has never helped anyone. Thank you and goodbye.
Say, bring me home, out alone, to show me the way. You wanna hold the heart of Sunset Boulevard. Bring me here, 'cause it's not quite clear to be a part of Sunset Boulevard.